So, you come at last.
The Mausaleum. The air is heavy in this ancient crypt. A dense blanket of mist floats over the floor around a massive stone bed in the center of the room, fitted with thick shackles for both the arms and the leg, but there's no one occupying it. For in front of this prison stands a terrible horned figure, surrounded by green demonic energy and swarms of demonic bats. His face contorts into a grin, but he is very much alive. Even after centuries of imprisonment down here, you stand before Azrahel Koth, herald and champion of the demon lord Sathmog.
So, you come at last.
Echoes his hissing voice that grates your ears and souls.
Let me take that toothpick from you.
As he
No,
points
matter of fact, I'm going to give it to my friend here, and I give it to Dark.
And the attack begins.
If this was a prison, how come it's got his name all over the place?
It's a shitty prison. So, let's go with initiatives.
It's a supermax with conjugal visits.
Yeah. And his name was on all the doors.
All the doors. No, his name was not. Azrahel Koth's name was not on any of the doors.
Oh, right.
Sathmog.
I thought this was an open house. This is terrible.
But literally, Sean, your idea is at the first sight of the big bad guy, you're going to, like, throw the sword. Not me!
Yes, it is.
We've established for Baylor that throwing the sword at someone else is a valid tactic.
Who do you toss the sword
Baylor is
to?
exhausted. He's been getting the shit beat out of him. You're fine. He's like,
He goes, I throw the sword to Dark.
no, don't throw it to him. I just hand it to him. Like, take this now. Fight
Hide
with
behind
it.
the duck! Hide behind the duck!
But we got to do initiative first. So.
Alright. Let's go on with initiative then.
Baylor's fucked up, guys. He's not.
Tim. 1% for Quiverwing.
Good.
Dark.
About time.
2.
Ooh.
Brains. 4.
Ah.
Are we just going to keep doing this?
Yes.
Dane.
Hey,
Five.
5. Who got 5, Dane?
Dane.
Nice.
Somebody get 3. Get 3.
Who's left? Me.
Yeah,
me.
it's Chris. We're going
First one.
and Sean, you'll go on 73. All right.
I go.
And you will go, Baylor, we're going 8.
I'll take the 73.
The rest of your party of NPCs will go collectively on 6. And all the rest are his. She'll be considered. Oh, you're right, Karynne. I'm sorry. That's probably Trisha. Karynne.
He's not one of the NPCs.
3.
Oh, 3. That's very awesome.
I will trade with Karynne.
All right.
Well, the important thing is that we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can buff us, so let her go. She can buff us all. Right? True or not true?
No, I think that's actually. If you weren't going to do it, I was going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the boons out quick.
All right. So for 1, she'll take her action. Let me get these other dice out of the way.
Play that loot.
What kind of song does Quiverwing? What do you tell her when you do this?
Something.
Play me a
bad.
song. Play me a song, baby.
And she does an excellent job of playing a song.
Play me a song.
This is where Nathan splices in the song, "We're all going to die."
It is not as cheery as one would prefer. It does seem to be a very dooming song. It talks. It's more like the Weeping King is the song she sings, or some variant of it. talking of disillusion and failing and a lack of redemption at the end. 2.
I think that's me. Mm-hmm. All right, so meta. So should
That
we,
hasn't
should
happened
I,
yet.
What hasn't happened yet?
I haven't tried.
Well, I mean,
to-
should I switch with you to let you go and attack him?
I don't
We'll
know
let
if
you
that's.
give him the sword.
God.
There's this sword fumbling between you as you're trying to push it on each
He's
other.
like, give me that too. God damn it. Who are you people?
So I'm gonna. So all right. So I'm gonna take from the game mechanics. I'm gonna switch with Quiverwing. And basically, so you turn her to play. I look at you. I go. You're up, Duck.
This is great.
All right.
Okay.
Quivering, you're up.
All right. I will engage Master Spellcaster for 3 willpower, and I will do both Banish and Purge.
Okay.
Ooh.
Be sure to make both rolls at a bane.
Even though I just got... Oh, she's singing against us, isn't she? Okay, that's cool. I'll make both rolls at a Bane.
Now, wait a minute.
She's singing
Karynne
against
is
us.
singing against us?
Yeah, she's been playing us all along, boys.
If it is.
It is.
All right, so do we all feel like a weird, like, sad,
Yeah,
like,
that's why I described it as
shitty
just sort of
feel of
That's
this?
right. He
Okay,
described
okay.
it that way.
Well, okay, I just wasn't sure if it was just her being catty or...
Fuck.
Okay,
I know what I'm
all right.
gonna do.
Okay, so I guess I'll do the lower one first. And I will do it at a Bane. Bane 1. Bane 1.
And you're
roll.
casting what again? I'm sorry.
The first one is Banish.
First one is Banish. Okay.
Yep. What are those? Are those good?
Those were 2 1s.
2 1s. Okay, so I double dragon. I don't know.
He's not
You
even
turned into
kidding.
Bruce
And
Lee.
the night's over! Yay!
Wu-Tang! Go get him.
Malcolm just lights the book on fire.
That's awesome.
Throws it on the table, walks off.
All right, there we go.
That's a
I
great
will
way to
take
open.
it. Yeah.
That's
Great
great
opening.
opening.
So just Malcolm, just so you're aware, Chris,
Oh shoot!
Chris is the one that maintains the environment.
I'm sorry. I will mark it off on my character, but I forgot to mark it as the full load. So
So I can't rig the rolls.
I fully
so
believe
it is 16 plus 11 for a total of 27 from the lower of the 2.
Okay.
Okay.
If I could rig the rolls, do you think my swords would still be at a 10?
Your sword's still at a 10?
The next
Yes.
spell.
Yep. The next spell is Purge. I will make them both. The Bane 7 and a 2. So the best one is a 2, and I will roll damage. 6, 4, 4, 1, 15 more points. Oh, and I guess the reason that the other one did what it did was because it was double damage. That's why the lower of the 2 did more points.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So a total of 43 points. 43 points total.
Noted.
It's not a bad opening.
Not a
Yeah.
bad opening.
And it's not lightning. I'm not a one-trick pony. I got 2 tricks.
I would say it's like two.
Two-trick duck.
Darg.
All right. Are these... So just so I'm understanding, are the bats a separate target, or is that just him? He's like...
They're
him and
separate
bats
targets.
and- They are separate targets.
They will go separately.
Are there any improvised kinds of like... What else? There's the chain. There's like just what he was probably supposed to be tied down to.
Yes, just the table and the shackles attached to it. There's a hole, of course, in the crypt in the corner, in the high corner, which possibly is where the bats came through. But there's nothing else in this chamber.
All right. I guess don't really have anything super creative to do. How many bats? There's a bunch of bats. Is it going to swarm?
Yeah, they're considered a swarm. Yeah.
Bard known for his creativity.
Yeah, I know. So I think he's just he'll look over at Baylor and be like, Baylor, you've got this. I'll take care of these bats. And I'll take a swing. Now I'm at a Bane, I take it. Oh,
Yes.
I'm at a Bane. Does Darg understand what's happening to him? I know, Malcolm's got to think about that. Does Darg
Yeah,
I
understand
don't know.
what's happening?
I mean, literally, that's because it's Darg.
I'm gonna make
some sort of awareness roll or something.
Does he have intelligence or something? Or what's it called?
I think
He's got
awareness
intelligence.
is
Yeah, I'm going to make
I think awareness.
Awareness?
Is what to be,
Okay.
Yeah, that to be tapping.
and
into
I'm
what's
assuming
happening.
at a Bane, right? So,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, with the 20 as his worst roll, he has okay. He's just like, and he's going to attack some bats. Okay. All right, so he'll swing at some bats, and I get a 20.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You managed to swing between all of the bats.
That's beautiful. You're doing a Baylor.
So you see, Matt controls his environment.
Do you know how Quiverwing sucks the mana also sucks the luck out of you as well?
Yeah, clearly. Do I have to roll one
Roll
of those?
D6, yeah.
Yeah, I have to roll a mishap, don't I? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. 5. Never had to do this before.
I got to find the page
got
that
it.
was. Thank you.
You slam your weapon into something hard and damage it. Any use of that weapon gets a bane until it is repaired by an artisan.
Double Bane.
So what do you hit?
I'm assuming he just goes for a bat and he hits the altar. And you just hear the wood as it hits. He's like, oh, it's
So-
like, you know.
So until something changes, you'll be a double bane, meaning you roll 3 20-sided dice, choosing the worst of the 3.
All right. Well, I was a round well used.
Brains. Brains.
All my stuff is better if there's somebody already up there with that guy.
No one has advanced. Everyone has.
Yeah,
what it
everybody's kind of
shows to go to bats.
standing back.
I'm by the altar.
I got a ranged-
Am
I got a
over
ranged
there
weapon.
by him?
It's not my turn yet. Don't complain.
Yeah, I don't go till Tuesday.
Malcolm, is he by the altar?
Actually, I'll trade
Yes.
with you.
Then I'm
He's not.
I'm near
he's not.
him.
He's not. No, you were on. I mean, he was on one other end of the room.
Just
You
ran
guys-
past him.
Yeah, it's kind of really weird what you did. I don't even know how to. I'll just.
Siggy, I'll trade initiatives with you.
Okay, what are you reading? This is
How about 4s?
4? Yeah. All right, yeah, I can do that. In which case,
There's bats behind that nice priest. Let me kill the bats so they don't hurt the priest.
so I'm trying to kill the guy with the horns, right?
That's probably a good idea.
That's probably a good idea.
There's lots of bats to
Special
shoot
era.
at.
Good news though. He's mostly dead already.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Okay, well then I will just be taking a test shot with the bow. See what happens. A 10 and a 12, both of which are under 18.
Okay.
So that's a hit. For 14 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 13 points of damage. That's a one.
13.
Is he like undead, or?
You know, I'm really not really sure. Because they said alive. So I'm just kind of like, now I need to redress and look at this thing a little bit more carefully.
Well, he is a demon, right?
No.
Yeah.
He's not a
No,
demon.
Lich, right?
he's not a demon.
He's a lich. He's undead.
I need to make certain he's a lich. Is the thing. I mean,
Well, then that
If
changes
he's undead,
everything.
then it's
as opposed
it's
to
a
just ever
dragon.
living. Okay. Well, I'm going to go with lich.
Okay.
Well, let me see. What do liches get?
So if
I can
it's
get some more
if it's
abilities, I
undead,
can-
then the hit is a dragon and would be a double damage.
Double dragon. Another double dragon. Oh, yes.
Let me
Yeah, that
check.
was pretty cool. Yeah.
Living Dead.
The balance, Sean. He rolled the 2 ones. I rolled the 2 20s.
Yeah, it is the balance. The balance.
The balance is there.
Maybe because you're taking all I might hit, but I have another plan, actually, I'm going to do. Instead of attacking the guy.
That's a very odd.
Is it throw the sword?
No.
Is that your one trick, Boney trick?
That's all I got, man.
Guys?
I mean, my character's exhausted. He literally was going to get
Is
the
he
sword
alive?
dark and run ahead.
Like, is it temporal? Like, is
Oh.
the room sealed? Like all this time? Like in time?
I'm sorry, Malcolm. 11 more points.
I saw the
I didn't-
undead part of that.
No, it's not that. I didn't double the second set of 2d8 that I rolled.
From what?
So from the first of 2 spells that I cast.
Okay.
The second set that I rolled 2d8 for 11, it should have been 22. So it's 11 more points. It was a total of 54 points.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Perfect. All right. Where were we? Brain.
Oh, he gave to Siggy. He switched with Siggy.
Switch with Siggy.
Yeah, I'm at 10
Oh,
now.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Siggy, then. Are you fired? You did how much? You did 13?
I did 13 base damage. If there's any special undead effects, I cannot be held responsible for those.
Okay.
Doesn't your moonbow do something against undead?
Yes.
Yeah.
The moonbow, when the arrow fires from the bow hits an undead monster, it automatically counts as a dragon roll for combat effects only.
But that did not appear to happen.
Yes, it did.
Oh, it did? Oh,
Should be 26, right?
yes.
Okay. Oh,
Who's got your back, Siggy?
And I appreciate that.
no problem. I think I'm in trouble here.
If I survive the next round, I will do something good too.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's wrong with Karynne. We need to work on her.
Holy man. Okay. Dane?
Hi. Yes. So where I'm standing, am I near Karynne?
Would you like to be?
Would
I
you
don't think
like
it was
to
established.
be? It wasn't established.
Yes. Oh, nearby. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to attack Karynne, but with topple.
It's going to be hard to strum that lute of yours, Bard.
Topple doesn't do any damage.
Good work.
Well, that depends.
If I hit.
How about top less?
Hey, whatever you're into.
You try to topple an enemy to the ground instead of inflicting damage. This is handheld with an opposed roll between your skill and the level you're using and the enemy's evade. If your weapon has the toppling feature, you get a boon. The attack counts as an action for you, but not for your opponent. It cannot be dodged or parried.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We should have used that this whole time.
But when you can evade?
Yes, you can evade, but since she's already used her action this round, I don't think she can.
No, she doesn't. No, it doesn't use an action. She rolls evade.
Oh, her
to
evade. Yeah, her
resist it.
evade. Okay.
So yes, opposed roll. So you both roll, and whoever has.
Spin the willpower points.
Okay. And I'm rolling at a Bane, right?
That is correct. You are rolling at a Bane.
I do succeed by 2. Well, not by much, so Bane sucks.
Evade. She will not beat you in the contest.
So what Dane comes up, he comes up behind, flips the blade to the flat, smacks her in the back of the knees, and says, "I know you're not in control of yourself." Does that break her song?
Yeah, I think the toppling does.
Unless she's a metalhead, then she can just keep going.
Oh, because it takes 2 hands. I
Do
want
her
to
Jimi Hendrix impression.
So I will.
Way to go, Dane. Good job.
I will stop the song.
Okay,
round.
and that's my action.
All right, we're all dead.
No, we're not. Oh wait.
He hasn't gone
That was
yet.
5. It's all the NPCs, right? Going 6.
Yeah, the NPC's go on 6, I believe.
Wait a second. What are we missing? What? I should have gone on 7 and 9.
And we got the other orc we saved.
Is he a monster?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if he was a monster or just a character.
No, he is considered a monster.
But with his friends, he is known as a character.
He's a monstrous character.
Especially at dinner parties.
Yes.
So, all right. I don't think any of them are really in a position to do anything with you guys in the doorway. But because neither of them have a distance weapon. So
Darg ran into the room, didn't he?
Yeah. So they're gonna just move in if I can find them. I guess on the map. Where the hell are they? And they will be able to. They'll attack the bats. Ursig will be lucky and hit the bats.
Where is Baelor Banefire?
I don't know.
Oh,
Baelor hasn't entered the room yet.
I haven't had a chance to enter the room.
Yeah.
it's just that don't the orcs have some sort of an oath?
Oh, that's
to protect
right.
him?
Ursig would not enter until you do.
Yeah.
Neither orc will.
All right, well, then 7. It goes to 7, so that's the demon, right?
Okay, so what am I going to do to you today?
But since I'm not in the room, nothing.
You have offended me.
How did I offend you?
You didn't give over the toothpick like I asked.
You attacked me.
I literally asked you.
You attacked me. You didn't even give me a
Unimportant.
chance.
Doesn't make a difference.
You are
I
such a
asked, and
judgy
you failed
bitch.
to comply.
Oh,
Yes, he is.
you're going to deserve what's going to happen to you. We're going
I
to
love how
fucking
you feel
destroy you.
incensed that the creature that you have the one thing that can free him. And
I'm
gonna
taking this
attack
and going home.
All right.
You throw a
So
shitty
for
party.
his first action, he storms right up to you
Oh, does
and
he?
tries to tear the weapon from the player's hand. You must make a sword roll at a bane.
Well, you got that.
Didn't we stop Karynne's song?
Yes. Sword roll at a bane.
I did.
Oh, nice.
By 11.
By 11. Well, that does beat me just barely. Yeah.
My sword
Well,
roll
that's
thankfully is a
embarrassing.
17, and my bane was a 6, or roll a 3 to 6. Like, you can't have it.
if he's done.
Well, that's one thing I'm doing.
God damn it, you. and
The
your
next thing I'm going to
awful
do is, let's see, I will look at you with my
I'm not looking at him.
dominating
I'm
gaze.
looking at his feet. I'm short.
Are you in-
I can only see his waist. He's too tall.
He's staring at that cock.
I like that cock, man. I'm looking right at the cock. Right there.
Staring
The
right in the
fucking
one
As you were
eye.
trying to wrestle the sword away, your hand shifted from the cock slightly, looking into his eyes. You must make a will roll.
God damn. Well, good. My will is not incapacitated. I roll 5, and I roll 12.
Okay. So you are able to hold. That's 1, 2. And next.
Next.
Yes. Next, he will shower you with a
Kisses.
demonic curse and malediction. Give me a will roll. With a bane to resist fear.
Oh, fuck me. God damn it. I can't dodge that either, can I?
No, it's just like a terrible addiction to them sending out
Golden
evilness your way. Cursey!
Oh, fuck.
Cuss!
I failed my will roll.
Uh-oh.
It was inevitable. Oh, I failed. Shit. No. Yeah, I failed either way.
All right. Fear for you.
Fear now?
Yes, you are now afraid.
Okay, what does that do? Scared. I'm
Should have
scared.
been fearless.
You should give me a fear roll. That feels it's probably one thing you need to just do.
And we're off.
You do that as well.
I was make sure I'm doing it right. Make a fear roll, and I do make it. Exactly.
Fear on the table. I'm rolling on the table. You've
Oh,
already
fuck.
failed.
Okay. Which dice?
I believe it's the 20-sided, but let me double check.
Okay.
'Cause I gotta find the table again because I did not have that one. Let's see, no, 8-sided die.
8 side? I rolled a 3.
You are panting as well. You also take on your
He stares at the
intense
cock.
fear leaves you out of breath and making you exhausted.
You're right, sir. Just
So you're
a
exhausted
mess.
and fearful and staring at this undead cock. Got it. And that's all I'll do for. That's 1, 2, 3. I have plenty more, but I need the rest of you guys.
I can't remember. Did you fix my staff last week, Bane? Baelor? I mean,
Yes.
In
You
the
did?
well, we were in the library, I believe.
We're
So.
in the library. I rolled I
Okay.
made the roll,
Yeah.
and I
Good
told
deal.
you it's a fine-looking
It
staff
is
now.
restored.
thank you.
Okay, so I think that's enough of part one.
Actually, if you look at your staff, it's actually the sword. I switched it, but I have a colorful wood sword. You fool! Now, Quivering, I'll stab you in the back.
My greatest power is acting.
Baylor's like, I don't even know these assholes.
It's small and weak like you.
And corkscrew shaped.
So that was 7s.
It's Baylor's turn, and Baylor's going to hit him with the sword.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Uh-oh.
Very interesting roll.
No.
Oh, dear.
Why do you got to say it like that?
What makes it so interesting?
Because
It's the balance. I had rolled a dragon. I rolled a dragon. I'm looking at the dice, and I'm like, I didn't believe it at first. Because I thought it was going to fail, even with my scare. But I rolled a dragon. And
I thought you were going to throw it again.
Use my ability, Dragon Slayer. Give me an extra D.
Oh, son of a bitch.
This is going to be embarrassing.
19.
19.
That's what by total I've rolled. My strength bonus. It's another D4. And that is, it's only one. It's 8. It's a 20. I cut his cock off. His tiny.
If that is your desire.
Oh yes. Because you disgust me, you foul thing. How dare you try to touch my person?
Okay, you whacked off his penis.
I'm scared to death.
It winks at you as it wiggles on the floor. Anyway,
I've never been to a Lich bris before.
So that was.
Now that you're a member of my religion, you cannot assault me.
So I guess it's now his turn again. And since everybody's in here,
Cock for
so I moved into
with-
the room to make,
Yeah, we'll get you in there.
The orcs can go.
Oh yeah, the orcs can go since he came into the room, right? Did they hold their action until they went into the room with him?
You gotta switch.
No, they didn't. They just lost it.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, is that where you guys are standing, Quivering? And are you standing close to the door and far away from him?
Yeah, why don't you guys describe you're at for the podcast listeners?
Well, this chamber is a 10 meter by 10 meter square with one door, of course, on the western wall as you came through. There is no other exits. In the center part of the actual place, there is the huge sort of table to hold him, and that's it. In the far northeast corner, there is a fissure in the wall where it appears you can see bats coming that possibly came out of there.
Okay. So all I would have done in entering the room is stepping out of the way to the left to let other people come in. That's
Your
all.
range would have been sufficient to hit him from where he was standing across the room. He currently right now is about
10 meters is my
10
shortest
meters from
range.
You. Yeah, 10 meters from you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Same with you.
Ziggy, yes.
Yes,
I
Ziggy,
would have
yes.
I would just come into the room and gone to the opposite side that Quiverwing went to.
Okay.
Opposite of the side, whatever.
All right.
Yeah, and I came in and ran up and smacked Karynne in the back of the legs to knock
You
her
went
down.
back. She didn't actually go in, so you were able to get her.
Karynne's not.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'm back out then.
You're back out. You're out in the room with the statue. Yeah.
And I'm past the big bad over by the altar.
And I have
Swatting at bats.
And I haven't gone in yet.
Yes, I suppose. I don't think you have. I don't even know where you are. But yeah, I don't know where you are, but you're outside. Okay. For those inside the chamber, the first thing he does is he has a litany of arcane phrases that he says that they almost sort of like cause the edge. I mean, basically, your vision begins to blur a little, and your ears begin to itch. And then it's almost like a tear opens in space, and black flame erupts out of it. So everyone who's in the chamber within 10 feet of him, 10 meters of him, will take damage from the scorching flames from the realm of Sathmog.
10 feet of him or 10 meters of him?
Meters.
Okay.
So anybody in the room?
Anybody in the room?
Is he in the room? Is he on top of the altar?
No, he's standing at the top, head of the altar.
Is that something we can avoid through various skills like
teleportation?
Fast footwork?
Teleportation? Being in the other room.
Shit. Alrighty then. Ow. So how much damage are we taking?
Now, this is very disappointing.
52.
Okay. 7 points of damage, and make a will roll to resist fear.
Will roll to resist fear?
Yes, 7 points of damage, and will roll to resist fear. Armor does protect, as normal.
Armor does protect.
I believe so. Nope.
Are we still rolling? Do we roll will on a bane?
No.
Or no?
Not,
Okay.
Not for that particular case. There's no mention of
Unless
Bane.
you have
Fearless, which I did. I failed.
Unless you have fearless. Nice
I'm
man.
good.
I apologize, Malcolm. How much was the damage?
7?
7.
And what can armor help with that?
Yes, there's no...
Okay.
Yeah,
All
armor
right.
will be fine against that.
And then it's a will. Mm-hmm. Okay, got a 3. All right, so.
Good.
Darg's like, oh, it's warm in here.
Okay, and
Darg used to lighting his farts, so it's no big deal.
as I understand it, Baelor is still burnishing Durman, right?
Yes, Baylor is still.
He will gaze
Gimme,
upon
gimme.
you.
What?
Let's see. The attack cannot be dodged. Oh, wait a second. Never mind. Doesn't point at you. I'll have to pick someone different. The wizard. He will look at you with his glowing eyes as he attempts to drain your very life from your body.
Oh, okay.
The attack cannot be dodged.
Can it be parried?
I don't believe so.
Can it be learned?
Parry it with your neck. Can be learned.
He
Yes,
doesn't
it can
even
be
try
learned.
to dodge. He's like studying him.
You just take damage.
How much damage do I take?
Ooh, jeez. 10 points?
Ooh, what's that look like?
So basically, it's his eyes begin to glow, and then it's almost like tendrils of light come seeping out of, silver light comes seeping out of, covering, going into his body, sort of invigorating, and you see wounds begin to close a little bit.
Oh, shit.
I'm at exactly 0.
Oh, that means you're...
How much points did he take from you? Gotcha.
10.
Fuck.
So do you drop?
Yeah.
Oh, does armor count?
No,
No, shit.
armor does no effect.
Okay, 0 then. Yeah. I'm at exactly 0.
Oh wait, that's 1, 2, 3. I gotta keep 2 for. Okay, one more. And I've got to freaking deal with you.
Baylor screams, "No! Not the duck!"
Yes, he will simply just, once he sucks in all that life force, he sort of does this charging pulse that comes out of him, and first purple and then turns to a frosty white and fills the whole room with a deadly cold. Oh, God. All characters within the room.
This has become a rave.
Yes, it is. Lose,
Fuck.
one lose 4 hit points
Jesus.
and
Does
4
armor help?
willpower points. Armor has no effect, and you become the condition cold, meaning you cannot heal hit points or willpower until you get warm again. In addition, all victims frozen and unable to move and perform actions, not even reactions.
All
Each
of
time
us?
the victim, that's what it says. What it is? In addition,
Where-
all
where-
victims are frozen and unable to move or
That doesn't
perform
make any
actions.
sense.
That's what it has. You take the damage. You're frozen. Armor does not protect. In addition, all victims are frozen and unable to. I'm thinking if
You
you are
fucking
below
asshole.
0,
Why didn't you just do that first? You fucking
I don't
evil
know.
demon.
it's randomly rolled, buddy.
Okay, this fucking
and I'm
dick
out of-
demon,
and I'm
man.
out
This
of-
is
and I
fucking
can't
with
roll
us.
thing. Victims are frozen and unable to move and perform actions, not even reactions. On each turn, the victim must make a strength roll to break free.
Oh,
so you are now all
shit.
pretty much frozen.
Oh, shit.
Frozen in the room.
All of us?
Everybody in the
All of us
room.
not Chris's-
Everybody in the
Chris's-
room.
With no savings
and the
throw or
bats.
anything?
On your action, you'll get a saving throw.
No, fuck, I ain't gonna make it to my action.
And that's all I can do right now. Hold on, no. Wait. 1, 2, 3. He will close the door
Close the door.
with a flick of his finger. Flick of
Oh,
his hand.
motherfucker. So I go back. I gotta go back
Just
and
close
hit
the door. The door.
So I mean I have to
And
go
the
back
eyes
and,
pop back out on the statue.
You're stuck out there.
Well, with me too.
So we're still inside the room.
We're all frozen pops.
I don't think that was a random roll.
And Karynne's out in the hallway.
Nope, I needed something else to do. And I was like, well, if I close them up and then I just go, Mr. Cut off my dick, I'll deal with them next. But that's what happens with Rin's. And I guess that last leaves Brains.
Yeah, fuck. I guess I got to go back and hit the 2 eyeballs again. And that would probably be my whole action to open the door, probably, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna do it because I need the glory shot to come in and save the day. So I'm gonna.
That sounds so horrible. The glory shot.
Go for the glory hole and get the glory shot.
Open the glory hole to get the glory shot.
All right, you reopen the door.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with the new initiative.
Motherfucker.
All right, Malcolm, I am going to spend 3 willpower for veteran to retain my number 3.
All right. Quivering. 1.
1, yes.
Nice.
It sucks.
Brain. 10.
Tim, switch with me.
Yeah, are you gonna rally me?
Dane.
Well, listen.
5.
You rally yourself.
Siggy. 8.
8. No matter how you hold it, it's still an 8.
Yep. And Balor, the wielder of Um-Durman. 7.
Ah, fuck, 7? God damn it. Excuse me.
Let's see. Karynne will go on 9.
Okay.
The NPCs will go on. Wait.
6.
6?
6.
I was like, wait.
Also 9.
And he will go on 2 and 4.
Jesus Christ. So, honestly, you should swap with.
Can we hear through the door?
Well, the door's open.
Door's open. I ran back and opened the door again.
Mm-hmm. Not for the ice in your ears, no.
So maybe swap with Siggy?
I mean, if you would, I would swap with me.
Sure, I'll swap with you. What's my new number?
5.
Okay.
Okay. And let me know when we're ready to go.
All right.
Okay. Dane looks at what's going on outside. He sees Brains open the door. Does he see them like coated in frost?
Yeah, you saw the and then they all get coated in frost, and then you just saw him do this. Yeah. Yeah, the door
All right.
closed.
So
And then went up there, hit the buttons again.
Yeah.
What a great prison where he has complete control over the doors.
So
He has complete control over the whole entire prison.
I see many flaws with this prison design.
This prison completely failed in every possible way. The only thing that can do this prison worse would be Um-Durman.
All right. Dane holds up the sword and goes, "All right, Astrid, this is it." He runs in to go attack and issues a battle cry on his way. So I will spend
Willpower?
with the Sword of Valor. I believe that's 2 willpower points. And I remove a condition from all my colleagues who can hear me. And
Ooh, good.
that is the use of battle cry. And can I still attack?
I think it's your action.
If it's my action, that's my action.
Because I have that too.
Yeah, it is your action.
Okay. Well, that's his action. He holds the Sword of Valor aloft, issues his battle cry, and removes condition from his friends.
Now, does that include the cold or the frozen?
No, that's not a condition. Cold is a condition that can only be removed by actually getting warm.
Gotcha.
It cannot be
Oh, see, that's what I thought I could do.
No. It's
but you will remove, for
scared,
instance, his fear and exhaustion or some of that.
Yeah.
The fear,
good.
exhaustion,
So
sickly,
do you still want to do
dazed.
that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's
you
only
still
one
wanna do
person no, I don't. But he's still going to issue a battle cry. He's just not going to spend the willpower points for that. He is just going to attack. He's just going to attack.
All right. Retcon. What do you do, Tyr?
I go and I swing with the Sword of Valor and try to hit him. With an 11. My sword skill is a 17.
He will slip away from you.
Ha ha! Haven't seen
evaded?
that little sword with it.
Yes, he will dodge you and go.
Wrong sword.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm in
I
that
need you to get.
So he will look at you, and then with his dominating gaze,
Oh shit.
Obey.
he says, and give me a will roll.
Okay, and this is not a fear effect.
There may be a fear effect associated, but no, there's not.
Okay, because I was going to use fearless, but
Oh my god.
and this is not. I cannot dodge this.
It cannot be dodged, but I just realized that what's his name? Doodle Palm would be completely immune to it again. God damn it. So they kill you with all the stuff.
11, and my will is a 12.
You feel the urge to strike down your friend, but it passes as you assert control of who you are, the destiny set before you.
All right.
Now, that's the first of my many things I'm going to do.
Second.
Oh, yes, I did dodge. Okay, that leaves me down with, what, how many of you are you? Okay, because I can do damage against that fucker. I'm going to do it because he's a dick.
Which one is he talking about? That could be any of us.
He will once again open the black fires of Sathmog and feel the chamber, which is kind of funny because basically you guys are all frozen, so maybe I won't do that. But it's randomly rolled, so I'm like, that seems dumb.
No, you should totally do it.
Sauna.
His desolation has left him mad, so of course you would.
That he's also, it's also, he follows the God of Chaos, so it's like,
the lukewarm fires of Sathmog.
lukewarm!
The comfy blanket of Sathmog.
I thought the same shit really hurt us. We're frozen.
Wait a second.
here's
We're
a choice.
frozen and then we're thawed.
Well, I don't know if it could be thawed. I mean, we could choose thawed with damage or unthawed and frozen still. Undamaged and frozen still, or thawed without damage.
I'll take damage.
Thawed without damage, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take thawed without damage, but still frozen.
I'll take the other one with no damage.
I'll take the one with damage.
Since I'm not frozen.
Unless, of course, you are Dane and then you just take damage. Okay.
Malcolm's so nice.
You will take. Oh, really? Is that? Oh, one fiery damage from the flames.
Yes.
I'm all wet.
Everybody in the
But
room?
now you're all soggy.
It's moist in here, so very moist.
It's like,
What the
now
hell
you're
is
all
this?
moist.
I surrender.
Since I'm at 0 hit points, that gives me 1 failure on a death roll.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I got that right.
All right. That was 2. Okay.
All right, 3.
Darg.
All right, I am thawed, wet, and a little bit confused with what's happening. But Darg turns and kind of looks back at the scene. He sees Quiverwing is down. This creature is behind him, like facing the group, whatever. And he kind of looks at his cracked club. And he looks over at Baylor. He's like, Baylor, you have to end this. And Darg is going to run up. And I am going to spend 3 willpower.
Use Baylor as a club.
3, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Baylor's
All
holding
my
the
willpower.
sword, he just picks
So
up
I
the
am
arrow.
using a human skill of adaptive to replace my brawling with my hammer skill because I'm going to use my club in a grapple move to pin myself to that guy, like from behind. I'm going to grab him, pull the
I
club
have very
around
big
him.
horns on my head. You got to really do a really. Never mind.
No, you just do
Well,
the wrap round. So you do
yeah,
the
I'm
wrap
just
shot,
doing
so
wrap
everyone
round.
goes around.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
grab.
Yeah, just.
And I am going to try to hold him. So it's a contested, his brawling versus
No,
my
they're kind of like downward, so never mind. I mean,
my
that's what you're looking at,
hammers.
guys.
And I rolled a 6, which is 10 under my hammers. So it's
Dibs
contested.
on his staff, guys.
It's his brawling against my.
No. As you know.
It doesn't say
most-
anything about monsters. I mean, unless there's not, I'll retcon this, but it doesn't say
It doesn't say it
anything.
in there.
I'm not certain.
Because there's other stuff earlier on for like shove. You can't shove monsters.
You're attempting to grapple. Mm-hmm. Normally you cannot grapple monsters. Yeah, I'm probably not going to let you grapple.
Okay, that's all right. So if that's a rule, Darg wouldn't know that. But all right, well, just metaphysically, Darg knows as he looks at him that he can't grapple.
Like the
He's
guy
too
looks like he's on
strong.
fire, so maybe it's not a good idea to jump on his back.
Yeah, there's that.
Then okay, so Darg scans the room. He sees this monster. He sees Quiverwing down, and he is going to say, "On your feet, Duck. This fight's not over." And he'll try to persuade. Oh my gosh, yes! And I got a 5, and my skill is 12.
Hey.
That is impressive. So you gets you 1d6 points?
Oh, I get hit points back for that?
No,
No,
you still
I think he just gets to keep
zero.
Oh, never
going.
mind. You just get to go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Raise hopes and then dash them again.
Somebody goes on a 4, right?
Oh, yes, he goes in a 4. I'll go, and the bats will go too. Bats first.
Yay, bats.
I thought the
in
bats
Belfry.
wouldn't the bats have taken damage too from the fire and the ice?
Oh, he has selective fire.
Oh, pardon me.
He's an assault lich.
He's like, all those, but yeah, it's selective fire. That's all lich.
Did he activate point defense gunnery?
That failed, apparently, though. Collective attack. They will launch a joint assault on a player character who has the highest con. That's probably going to be Darg.
Yeah.
And he's also attacking them. So they will attack you. Let's see.
What's your con, Darg?
15.
All right, so is mine.
Yeah.
You're a tough duck.
I am a tough duck. I rolled really well on day 1. All of this comes back to day 1.
Yeah, I rolled pretty good for stats too.
Okay, so they will inflict 8 points of damage as they latch on and begin sucking your blood.
But he's got plate armor.
I do. I take 1 point of damage.
Yeah. That sucks.
Good.
Oh, they're in my armpit.
And the victim suffers a fear attack, so give me a fear roll.
Is that will or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes, willpower.
8. So that's way under. I mean, I have a
Okay, you're fine.
will
You're not as bad as it could be. Yeah, you're good.
14.
All right, and now for the main event. Let's see. I will
So
be
both
doing,
the bats and the lich go on a 4?
well, first thing he's going to do is attack Baylor, who has the sword.
You're still mad about that dick thing, aren't you?
Don't be that funny. He will claw you with his hand, slashing at you. This attack can be parried.
Oh, well. I
Defensive.
Yeah, but I
No.
parry.
No. Dane uses defensive. Guardian.
Oh,
2 points. He's going to take the hit for you.
Dane, my brother, no.
8 points slashing.
Oh, did you already? Did he do that on your?
It doesn't use my action.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know.
defensive is a
Guardian.
Yeah, Guardian. Yeah.
Guardian does not use her action.
So
It's
you
like
said
an
8 points of
extra, like
damage?
parry or dodge.
8 points of damage, yes.
Half to 4.
Oh, nice.
defensive is
sorry.
a heroic
No, he's
ability.
not considered a demon.
Nope.
Okay, so still half to 4.
Once again, I'll try and snatch a sword from you. Contest sword.
How many actions does he have left? Because that was his last
More
one.
than you need to know.
By my count, that was his last one.
How?
Did,
Only I did.
well,
three.
you said earlier he had one left. We'd save that for later.
No, I had one more than that. One thing I was going to do. One left.
On that
Anyway.
one round, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Baylor, contest of swords.
But he has to get past me to do that now.
He's got long arms.
Because, well, I mean,
Well,
but that's a
made it.
reaction for me, isn't it? No?
Yeah.
Don't I get an attack? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I
Then
made my
attack.
skill roll.
By
Okay.
1.
2.
What?
I made my attack by 2. 15.
he'll take the
What's
damage.
going
He snatches Endulman from his hand.
Okay. Well, Dragon Slayer as well, so I'll spend the points on that. So that is
Gives you an extra D8, right?
yeah,
Dragon Slayer's an extra
I
D8.
don't do a lot of damage, so but I'm gonna try my best. I did 9 points of damage to him.
Okay. Well, that just sucks. Good thing I got back.
I mean, if I was going to put myself in between those two, as well.
5. That'd be you, Quivering.
I have exactly enough hit points left to do both barrels with the Banish and Purge again.
How do you have hit points left?
No hit points. A willpower. And rather than spending that willpower to heal myself,
Or drinking something.
Or drinking something or using my rock. Instead, I'm going to attack the demon. Or the Lich.
I am not a demon. I just work for one.
I mean, unless you want to tell me that using a potion is a no-action thing.
I believe it is.
Love that.
I mean, you should use your rock.
Yeah, the rock and the potion, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'll do that. That's fine. But I will also do Banish first. I have exactly enough willpower points left to do them both. And I will succeed. So, and then Purge is the second one.
So how much damage did you do? Yeah.
So the Banish did 18 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm right now going to do Purge. Rolling damage is 22 points. So 18 points, then 22 points.
Okay. Well,
40 more points.
Cast your spell. Why don't you describe how that looks as far as it spreading up in your body?
Actually, I don't have one for. Basically, I do this kind of a claw thing with my wings where I suck his life away. Ooh. But I also have to do a death roll. Sorry, I forgot I have to do that at the beginning of my turn.
Even though you were rallied?
I was rallied. I still have to do death rolls. Mm-hmm. So I'm rolling it not
on
a
Bane.
Do
the action. Yeah. I'll let you take the action.
Well, it won't kill me either way. So I rolled a 9. I'm good. My death roll succeeded. Okay. So I got 1 success and 1 failure. And
you cast the effect, raising your hands and pulling back. Energy pulls from his body. He writhes and shakes and then goes, no!
I run in and stab him. Got him, guys.
Oh yeah, can we catch? Can I catch the sword before it falls?
Why don't you give me a?
Well, he was already holding the sword that would let him leave, right? He couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Time to.
I passed an acrobatics roll.
That's what I needed. That's all I need. You're able to snatch the sword before it falls.
Medicine.
The next action for me is to put the rock on Quiverwing's chest and say, "Quivering rocks."
And that heals you.
It does heal you.
Yes.
No, jeez.
Okay,
you said it.
It does heal you.
Then I put your hand on it. Quivering rocks.
That's great. Oh, you glow. The rock glows. Quivering dies.
Right. I mean, look,
I feel great, guys.
sometimes he's not
I
bright
feel
all the
morally
time.
good about trying to save his life.
That's funny.
You feel really good now.
I thought your heart was in the right place.
So is Karynne like an acolyte of Sathmog or something?
Can I make the rock heal?
Hey, what's up with Karynne? Wait.
Are there
want to
bats
save my friend's
still
life
in the
first.
room?
Yes, the bats are still.
Yeah, the bats are still there, so we're still in combat. Really.
I still want to use. Okay, well then, if we're still in combat, we're still in combat. Okay.
You quit dancing around with the loot and fight.
I caught the sword. Okay.
So, you have. You are dealing with the bats now. God.
Fine, I guess I kill some bats.
You can still stab him. You can still stab him and do that. I got him. You know, I mean, that was just great. Got him, guys.
Nathan, I just want to give me the face that says, "Fuck you, Quivering. You just did 100 points of damage to the Lich."
Yeah, no.
There it is. That's the look. That's the look I wanted to see.
All right, so you've you snatch up the sword, you stab Azrahel Koth, and now we'll go back to. I guess that was who was that? Was last to go was quivering.
Sixes. You're on 6 now.
So 6.
Baylor's
Yes.
7.
All right, so 7. So Baylor.
Baylor will
Let's see.
go-
Were you conscious?
Yes, I was thawed and conscious, and I have 2 hit points left.
And they're vampire bats.
Yes, and I don't have my weapon.
Did you have
It's
whatever
right
you
in my
had
hand.
before?
You could just take it.
Oh yeah, Baylor goes grab.
You're done.
What?
And you're done.
Yep, that's pretty much all I can do.
I don't know.
Eight.
Yeah.
8.
Siggy?
8. So I'm going to shoot the bats.
All right.
And I'm going to do twin shots, so I got to roll at a bane. That's an 8 and a 16, both of which are good. So I'll do both arrows at the bats, I suppose.
Okay.
That's 10 damage on the first arrow. And 9 on the second.
They're not looking good. They're still fluttering around.
I mean, they didn't look good to begin with, but yeah.
Batgirl.
9s.
The orcs will swat at bats. Within short order, they kill the rest of the bats. Are dead.
Okay, can we save Quivering's life now?
Fine.
I'm not really sure who is out there.
Well, Quiverwing is awake now. So Quiverwing, are we out of combat now?
Let me just say, I mean, during combat, no one was paying attention after he did his trip. So we'll just do that. I mean, just understand that. But yeah, you can. So we'll drop out of combat. The party, all of you, are pretty much inside that mausoleum. All of you.
Yeah.
With the exception of one of your members.
Okay. I'm going to focus on saving Quivering's life.
She doesn't count right now.
You all can do that. I'm going to save Quiverling's life. So
Yeah.
can I use the rock on Quiverling, or do I have to use medicine?
I think the way you created that enchantment, how does it work? Does it just
Yeah,
the speaker of the words? The speaker of the words gets healed.
I actually did it that the speaker of the word gets healed.
Okay, then I'll use healing. Because Dana's smart enough to recognize the instructions you gave.
Does medicine, when somebody's at 0, does medicine give them any hit points back at all?
Well, healing stabilizes you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a bandage.
I'll give a help bandage. Okay, you're
going to give the help action?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I want to save Quivering.
They'll give you a
Bane?
another bane.
Boon, sorry.
A boon.
Meanwhile, Siggy's behind us, about to hit me with the
5.
guitar.
And my healing is a 12. I'm glad you gave me the boon, because the other one was a 15.
So I'm stable now. I don't have to roll any successes or failures anymore?
Correct. You don't have any with death checks.
And then I can use my own rock for myself.
Let's say healing without bandages. This is multiple attempts are allowed.
I
Roll
have
successful,
bandages.
you stop death rolls and recover a d6 hit points.
Nice. Okay. You
Oh,
wanna
I
roll
get
it,
a
or do you want me?
no. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I get a D6 back.
I don't. My D6s aren't. 4.
It's better than death itself.
And we can do severe injuries now.
Yeah. Malcolm Darg will kind of shuffle over and he's looking at the Lich's body. He looks over at Baylor. He's like, Baylor, it said the only thing that could free him or kill him is this sword. Is he really dead, or do you have to
We should
poke
we
him?
should stab
Poke him
him
with the
with
sword.
his-
Baylor
we
will
should
go poke him with the
behead
sword.
him. Behead him.
Look at. Okay,
Cut
take
off
his
his
head
Do the
off.
legends
Are you just
say
going to just
anything?
like gently poke him, or
Guys, where's Karynne?
Who's
Where's Karynne?
Karynne?
are you going to gently poke him?
No, I'm going to cut his head off.
Yeah.
Why don't you roll me some damage?
Okay, so I guess got to roll damage. Okay. Yeah, it could be.
He's not the most evasive person I know.
You're like dicing garlic right now.
Did you get over 2?
Yes.
You'd ask this question. Well, that's not enough.
It had to be 2
I got
exactly.
16.
Hold
I
on.
can keep going. I can just keep sawing all day. Just chop it away.
Yeah.
I corner him.
Lean there. Do you need
It's a good sword.
Right?
Apparently, he's tough, old Lich.
I think Baylor is working through some issues.
Son of a bitch.
Did anybody have eyes on Karynne?
No,
we
were
Karynne.
Where's Karynne?
The one who was singing against us and got locked outside the chamber?
Well, the chamber's
presumably
open.
presumably
That's
she's
my
still
favorite
outside the
song
chamber.
of hers.
You sever the head from his body, and it begins to sort of pop and crackle, and then the whole body begins to sort of almost collapse in on itself. And there is a wail that fills the mausoleum as it slowly crumbles and then turns
kind of
into
whale?
dust.
Beluga?
Sperm.
Yes.
Oh, God.
last word you
we
hear.
can ruin everything.
Oh, my
Just couldn't let him have the
God.
one cinematic moment, could you?
I
Yes.
put all that out.
Leave the sperm whale in there. I mean, no, it is an unearthly wail of defeat and destruction. My God.
An embarrassment.
Oh, the shriek is his empty husk.
Well, Baylor, I think that did it. Good job. You're now king of the Misty Vale.
What? Oh,
I
okay.
don't
I
no.
don't know. I don't think
Well,
that's how
you
this
know, I
works.
don't mind
That's
the
not-
kingship. It'll be good. Yes.
Hey, so now that Dane is done helping quivering, he's going to get up and look for Karynne and see if she's around.
He'll help.
Where is Karynne?
I'm going to go to Quiverwing and see if you need anything else. Any other help, assistance, health, will.
Any gold on him?
Yeah, shake him down.
Well, seeing how he sort of imploded, there's not much. I mean, it's just you touch the dust and it feels oily and greasy upon your fingers, and it's hard to remove. Almost
You
as if
check
it's
his
seeping
pockets?
in. Who's touching the remains?
I'm not touching her, man. Are you fucking crazy?
Touching the remains.
Does he have pocket? I just want to ask if he has
mean,
pockets.
His body
It's just
imploded
ash.
and imploded inward.
He
How
didn't
about his
have any.
staff?
He
His
didn't,
staff.
wasn't wearing anything that had pockets.
It
Is his
looked like
staff
he might have.
intact?
Look, he might have had pockets.
He
But
might
no
have
longer.
had pockets, but they don't exist anymore. All right, good enough.
Do you think that the mist is gone?
Well, that's very unfortunate.
Are there
Is
remains
Kurt-
to touch?
There's like this ash,
Oh.
greasy.
No bracelets or necklaces or bangles or
No, nothing you can see there.
Not one single gold piece.
motherfucker.
I'm gonna spot
You guys
hidden on
literally
the
went through his
altar.
treasure room. But anyway, I don't. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna spot hidden. Oh,
Spot,
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna spot
On the
hidden.
altar.
Also, I'm also
On the
gonna
altar
spot hidden.
specifically. Yeah,
Oh, on the altar specifically. Okay.
yeah.
I'll spot hidden the walls and such.
Give me some.
I rolled a 19. So
For me, on the
Not-
walls,
not awesome.
I rolled a 2, so that's good.
yeah, I don't see shit. I don't know. Probably because I was dead last week. You know. So, yeah.
I think you're milking it now. Just looking for sympathy.
I don't see nothing.
Maybe Darg could use his club to sweep the ashes down the hole the bats came in.
Is there anything in the walls? Any nooks, crannies, openings? I did. I just did a spot hidden.
Did
Yes,
any sign of Karynne?
You do find something in the walls that appears to be a doorway.
A doy?
A doorway.
Doorway.
A doorway. I thought you
A
said a
doy.
doy.
You found a doy.
A doorway.
while they're doing this, any sign
You
of
do
Karynne?
not see Karynne in the hall in the room with the statue. No, she is not there.
Listen.
There is the doorway south to the library, which is easily accessible. You can walk there if you want to.
I'm not going to split the party. I'm just going to guard. I'm going to go back to the room with them.
Or north to the treasure room.
Wait, did we go to the treasure room?
Yes.
Yeah, we came from the treasure room.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we can sit here 15 minutes while the rest of us explore the room. What is that that small door we find?
I'm going to guard.
A small doorway with a little bit of work does. You just press it and it slides sort of sideways into the wall. And there are steps leading down.
Ooh. Down. Oh shit.
And down there is a strange golden glow.
Hey, Darg, you want to go down there with me?
I'm going down as well. I found the damn door.
All right,
We
you
think
guys,
there's another bad
Can't
guy
you guys
down there?
wait for 11 goddamn minutes?
We can wait
No.
for a few minutes.
I'm guarding you, so I don't. Whatever they're doing.
Narratively, your rest is boring.
That is true. It is quite exhaustively
Yes,
boring.
let us enjoy 11 minutes of silence to take us to the end of the show.
Sure, Brains, if you think it's safe to go down there. I don't know what we'll find.
But don't take his opinion on that.
No. Somebody has to lie to him this session. So
I'm sure it'll be safe.
Done.
So
there it
I'll
is.
roll-
Done. Good job. Well done, Dark.
Well, you're pretty smart, so if you think it's safe.
Of course, it's safe. I'll start walking down the stairs, and I'll listen to see if I hear anything.
And Siggy, you're letting him go down first?
Yes, I am. Now.
All right. Okay.
Darg will
Baylor will
follow.
go with them.
You should lay next to the duck.
As you descend the stairway, which is sort of like it's sort of curving and almost spiral, but it sort of widens it as far as how it gets wider as it goes down, and then opens to a large chamber below that is about maybe almost a little bit smaller than only a little bit smaller than the actual mausoleum, but up with a decent size, about maybe 8 meters by 8 meters in circular. And I think there appears to be several shelves, what looks like a sort of marble work table, several racks, bags of flour, and then there's cabinets all around. Your immediate thought, Bane, is kitchen?
It's where they make cakes.
Very good.
Do you think there's soup down here?
Maybe.
should check.
Let's look around.
Yeah, we searched the air room.
Searching the room.
Yeah, kind of like dig around in the flour and.
Digging around the flour. Okay, all right. They appear to be free
Now we
of the
have
type of
ghost dog.
weevil. They appear to be free of weevils. But yes, but it appears to be as a well-appointed cooking area for cakes and pastries. And a
Well,
strange arcane circle on one table by itself. Yes, you don't. I mean, none of you, because you're not quivering, don't know any of
Darg
the symbols or
will
any idea.
look at the arcane circle for a little bit and then look at it and go, cake.
I think you have to put all the bits together to make the cake.
Oh, you are wise.
Nothing
So he'll just
happens?
dump some flour, pour flour on the circle, and throw a few other just random things on it. Like, cake.
Nothing happens. For the rest of you, you can see there are mixing bowls and all around you that apparently someone uses to make a cake.
We're gonna need Quiverwing for this.
Yeah.
Indubitably.
Maybe we can make you soup too.
Are 15 minutes up, Malcolm?
We'll just say, yes, you're boring. Your boring recovery is complete.
You see me come upstairs covered in flour.
Flour.
Don't go down there. Yeah, just don't go down there.
You're just you don't even know what to think. But yes, they are.
All right, I'll follow Quiverwing down there, guarding him.
Okay.
It does look like a well-appointed kitchen for baking cakes and pastries.
Is there anything in the histories that
Lucky.
would reference
Quiverling,
a
look, there's a
baker-
magic circle here.
bakery?
I have
or-
tried to pour the ingredients, but I don't think I did it in the right order. I tried to say cake, but maybe it's an arcane language.
I scrape away all the crap. What was underneath?
It is a arcane circle for delivery. It sends out a certain specific object with certain with the right arcane arcane phrase, and sends the object to its desired intent.
Put the sword in there.
How old is this?
No, shut up.
Like, Malcolm, is this ancient or is this like recent?
It looks pretty. I mean, the supplies look fairly fresh.
This is confusing. Is there anything in the myths and legends that might help with us?
Oh, well, just, that mages are all about cakes and giving and receiving cakes upon being. It's a polite way to introduce yourself.
I thought that was
transport.
That's true.
circle.
Yeah.
Can Baylor fit on the circle?
I find it interesting.
Well, I mean, the candle mage wanted a cake.
And you did notice that Quivering and the other mage exchanged cakes upon meeting.
It's true.
And
we
this
did.
and this is a transport circle, so would that send a cake somewhere?
It's like
Yes.
Sorcerer Uber Eats.
You would think it would send a cake.
Think of the wonders this empire
Who
must
would
have had.
Who would it send it to?
It could send cake.
Well,
soup.
with a careful study of looking around and seeing it, you study and look at the hot pads and so forth, and it's kind of odd, but it looks like maybe the Azrahel Koth was baking cakes down here.
Well, Azrahel Koth was a priest, not a sorcerer. We thought.
I thought he was the high mage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely a mage. Look, he had a lot of time on his hands. He could
Yeah, but
spread out his
if he's
skills.
sending cakes out now, does that mean, or has been, does that mean he might have allies out there?
I think
Oh, he
we
definitely
encountered many
does.
of them on the outside.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not,
we
many
did.
not many wizards.
Well, it doesn't say you have to send it to wizards.
But if it's a traditional greeting between wizards, wouldn't
Karynne
it?
ever
Wouldn't it
have any mysterious cakes?
What if he's part of a club, though?
that's what I'm
A
worried
cake
about.
club.
Cake of the Month Club?
Yeah.
Where is Karynne?
I thought Dane went to
Karynne
look
is,
for her.
I did, and she's gone.
He just looked around but did not see her immediately, and then had to go back and watch.
I wasn't
over
gonna. I
Quivering.
wasn't. Yeah, I had to guard Quivering. I wasn't gonna go chase her through these.
She's never been much of a great fighter. I don't blame her for running.
Well, she's going to have some trouble getting past the
We have
the
to
fire
find
demon.
Karynne. This is not an enemy. We should go up and look for Karynne. Who will go with me?
Karynne might have been an enemy.
I will come with Baylor.
Let's go.
All right, so are we abandoning the kitchen of cake sending?
Right? There's spot hidden.
Do you want to
in
search
here.
the cupboards?
I
Dark?
want to. Yeah, I want a spot hidden in here.
I mean,
But
sure.
is that what there's nothing secret that you find in there, but you do find that he has this really ingenious sort of box that seems to keep things cool. And there appears to be a cake or two in there.
All right, let's just burn this friggin' island
That looks
down.
beautifully decorated and delicious. All those looking at the cake make a will roll.
Okay.
I couldn't be less interested.
I made my will.
12. Is this to not eat it?
Yes, this is not to eat.
No, I eat it.
I should roll it. I should
gotta take
roll
a
it
bite.
a main.
It is a sublime but yet utterly delicious cake. It is amazing. You've never had a cake this good before.
I
let
actually
them all
failed. I failed as well. So
This cake shows us that there are many facets to each being. We must not judge on certain actions. One, he was a monster who would have cast the world into darkness, but the other, his flavor profile, his frosting. Not too much sugar, just enough butter.
This was a very complex
Azrahel Koth
individual.
was, yes.
And his artistic hand at decorations was magnificent.
Yes.
I feel bad for cutting his dick off right now. I just,
I mean, bad high priest, great baker.
I say that we should connect those. Well, did his dick just shrivel away too?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
just kind of
Yes.
yeah.
No,
we could stick
no,
it-
that's the only
We could
part that
stick it in the
didn't
cake.
shrivel.
Suppose we could stick it in the cake.
weird,
Leave it.
That was the two.
Just
That was the
stay
two
there.
remaining. That was the two remaining hit points.
He must have cast a spell or two on it. Who knows?
It's his phylactery.
I mean,
Oh my god.
all right.
So
right,
so very
let's
wrong
leave.
with his.
yes.
So
We go in search of Karynne.
Well, we leave.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
I wouldn't have eaten his cake in life. I will not eat it in death.
So you can go to the library and try and get around the water trap and get back to the fire demon's chamber, or go the northern route through the treasure room and the mirror of soul sucking.
Brains, which way
both-
did she go?
They both led to
treasure
the
room.
Yeah.
They both led to the fire demon. I mean, you can just
Yeah.
as long as you're cautious. Taking care, you are in the back of the chamber with where the fire demon was. The door is not warm when you touch it, but do you open it?
We have to, right? It's the
Guys,
only
should I
way
open
out.
it?
If there's been no sign of Karynne so far, then yes.
She may have re-triggered the trap.
Wait, couldn't you use bushcraft to track her?
I suppose it could be dusty enough in here where I could do that.
I'll help you. I'll assist.
I'll see.
I have a bushcraft for 15.
Mine's, I think, shit. My character sheet's gone. Wait, come back here. Yeah, my bushcraft is 18, so 6 and 10. I made it out of the way.
Okay.
What?
Could I have picked her up with hunting instincts, or is she gone too long?
I think she may be gone too long for hunting instincts.
All right.
It's been about 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
You can track her. She did go apparently to the water trap way on the south. But once that starts rotating, basically there's no place you can go. So she obviously rotated the room, and you do find more tracks leading to the fire chamber.
Well, then we should enter the fire chamber.
Be prepared. It might have come back.
I would expect nothing less from this damnable place.
Do we think that she was in league with the
Do you think she was a Sathmog supporter?
Sathmog all along, or do we think that?
Well, the temporary control from demons always lasted when we vanquished them, and we vanquished this one. Why would she run?
She's surrounded by orcs, and she does not like the Night Kid.
She still wouldn't abandon us, especially
She
if
was
there was a promise.
embarrassed by that awful song.
If there was a promise of treasure and glory, she wouldn't have left us. At least not the person we knew. I mean, that could have been a total falsehood. All right,
Well,
let's go through the chamber.
Do we have to still recite the incantation to
No, not from the
Sathmog? inside.
No. You guys are in a door, so you open the door, and where you can distinctly smell the smell of brimstone and ash. There's still just a crackling sort of pile of coals in the middle, which slowly seem to be getting bigger, but there is no demon here, at least not yet.
All right,
Can we still track her?
The tracks go towards the letters room with the
So we do
Sathmog.
Sathmog backwards.
Okay.
I'll spell it for you, Dark. Go ahead. G-O. Seriously, though, thank you very much, Dark. I truly appreciate your help rallying me during that battle.
He kind of recoils a little bit as you stick your your feathers. He's like, I am glad that you were able to vanquish him, but we'll just gentlemen nod.
Come to me, my battery!
Backtracking and doing the name of Sathmog backwards, you're able to reach the door and swing it open. There is a statue, which is now pointing towards the stairs, and 2 skeletons in chainmail.
Are they like moving, or are they just collapsed and re-dead?
They appear to be just leaning against the walls, as if they've collapsed in exhaustion or frozen there. But yeah, they're not active.
Their work is over.
All right.
Is the chainmail in good order there, Baylor?
No, well, you do. Let me look.
Let me make a roll.
It's a lot of ducats. I'm just saying.
I'm going to make a look at it. How's that chainmail look?
It is worthy of collection.
It's good.
Just take some
it's worth
shaking to get it all out. All the bones.
All right. Well, that's happening. Z and I will find the tracks.
It ascends up the stairs back to the caves above.
We have to get out of here anyway. Let's go.
You still have the Sword of Um-Durman, right?
Yes.
All right.
Baylor does have.
We're going to need that when we get upstairs.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm hoping that the mist is gone.
I hope so too.
The mist was set by the Dragon Emperor here, not by the prisoner.
Well, right. No, I understand. I just didn't know if maybe the prison is no longer needed.
Could be.
All right, we go after her.
Okay. So, with your intrepid running and so forth, you do not immediately catch her as you guys are into that chamber where you kill the large crab creature, crab demon, and cross the watery steps there. The water is still cold, but you take your time. And then you pick them up again. Apparently, she there, and then they get over-trampled by trolls, and you lose the tracks from her as it heads to the steps going to the lake that you guys had to swim out of.
She was clearly on her way out, though, so we just head for the exit.
Right.
But how does she plan on getting out of here if the mist is going to acid? It's acid mist, right? She needs the Sword of Um-Durman to get out.
So you guys are all sticking together, waiting for Baelor.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Baelor to get out
Okay.
because
All right. As you await Baelor and you guys get out, swim to the surface, and there is no collection of deadly mist.
Are there muddy footprints moving off away from the shore?
Yes, we need to check.
There are many print. Yeah, there's some. I mean, there's some muddy footprints.
Are there
but
halfling size ones?
she's
They're
very quick with those
troll
little
size.
legs.
No,
what
no
size?
halfling size.
No halfling, just troll size.
Maybe
So-
she got,
Maybe she got eaten.
or she got the troll to carry her.
Or the trolls got tired of her shit and are carrying her out against her will.
It's possible. Well,
Also a possibility.
let's get out of here. Let's get
There's
to the
not much
boat.
we can do right now, friends. We must
Well,
pursue.
you step out into the daylight. You can gaze across the beautiful, now, Mirror Lake, which reflects the sky above, with no hazy mist that hangs over the valley as nearly as thick as it was before.
Oh, my kingdom.
Hey guys, I think we did it.
You're surrounded by the black waters. There are still the littered fragments and bodies of apparently skeletons and things. And then you see the dragon.
Oh, fuck me.
A majestic creature with shimmering green scales and enormous wings. It is perched on a rock some 20 meters from you on the island, staring at you with cold reptilian eyes.
You seem very small and insignificant.
Bullshit. I am Baelor Banefire.
I step several steps to the right of Baelor. Like outside the cone of flame.
I have the sword, so I'm going to hold the sword aloft.
The dragon just stares for a moment, and then his mouth parts.
Thank you, friends.
Thunderous and loud, commanding.
You have saved the light and the cleansing fire, and about things correctly. The three-tongued one was stopped at the threshold of his world, and Durman once again is in safe hands.
Well,
He spreads his mighty wings, and takes to the air.
I throw my sword at him.
apparently he's been taking some artistic liberties.
He flies away, arcing upward, and then inside your mind you hear, all of you, in that same clear voice.
The time of great cleansing is nigh. Anadain awaits his sword. He waits his faithful servants. He will summon you when the time is right.
And the dragon banks and is gone.
I look at everybody and I'm like, so fuck that guy, right?
Hi, this is Matt, the co-host of the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers podcast, and you've been listening to our latest actual play, Mirth, Magic, and Mayhem, using the Dragonbane ttrpg from Free League Publishing, based on the classic Swedish role-playing game Drakar Demoner. If you like what you hear, please follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and anywhere else you find podcasts. We also really appreciate feedback and chatting with folks, so feel free to tweet us, comment on our YouTube, or leave us a review so we can reach even more people. You can also visit our website at www.theaarpgs.com, where you can read more about the cast, listen to old episodes, and even shop our store for cool Geek Chic merchandise. This story features Malcolm and Nathan as co-GMs. Malcolm will also be playing the role of Karynne, a halfling bard. Nathan will be playing the role of Brains, a wolfkin thief. Our players for this story are Tyr as Dane Ringson, a human scholar. Sean as Baelor Banefire, a dwarven smith. Chris as Sigyn, an elven huntress. Anthony as Corrigan Stonehammer, a halfling fighter. And Tim as Quiverring, the Mallard Mage. Character artwork created by Nemesis to Anthony Cupo and friend of the show, Jody P. Schaefer, whose work you may recognize from Metacopolis, Marikari, Megas XLR, and MTV's Downtown. Contact him when the time is right. You'll know how and when. Music licensed through Dark Fantasy Studios and SoundCube. Sound effects by Nathan, using Krotos Weaponizer, Studio, and Dehumanizer, using libraries from Boom Library, SoundCube, Krotos, and his own recordings. So thank you again for taking time to sit down with us at our gaming table. And until next time, remember, you're never too old to roll.